Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Phoenix, Arizona, it's time for Phoenix Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Welcome to the latest podcast presented by the Arizona Committee of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. We call our series Honoring Service and Embracing the Future, the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation Arizona, a decade of dedication. I'm your co-host and moderator, Mike Phillips. I'd like to introduce our other co-host, Victoria Rosacci, co-chair of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation Arizona Committee.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Good. Good to see you, Victoria. We're also joined today by Victoria's husband, Antonio Rosacci, a member of the Arizona Committee. Good afternoon, Antonio.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, Antonio. Before introducing our guests, I'd like to once again thank Karen Nowicki and her team at Phoenix Business RadioX for hosting our podcasts. We appreciate the opportunity to share great stories about veterans, the Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. Victoria, for those new to our podcast, please share a few details about the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation.
The Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation is the nation's largest and oldest provider of need-based scholarships to military children. Founded in 1962, the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation provides access to education for children of Marines and Navy corpsmen attending post-high school, undergraduate, and career technical education programs. Last year in Arizona, we awarded 101 scholarships to our Arizona students, providing for 21 different colleges, universities, and career training schools. And overall, the foundation has awarded over $145 million to children of Marines and Navy corpsmen for education.
Thank you, Victoria. The foundation's mission is definitely education, and we're honored today to host a family who is experiencing the benefits of a Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation or a Marine Corps Foundation scholarship from two perspectives. I'd like to introduce retired Marine Master Sergeant Richard Romo and his daughter, Karina Romo, a student at Mesa Community College. Welcome to you both.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Hi, thanks for your time. Thanks for being here today. Richard, you had a long and distinguished career in the Marines. You spent a lot of time overseas and in harm's way. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your service.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me and my daughter here today. I joined the Marine Corps Reserve in 1993. So at that time, not a lot of stuff was happening, in the Marine Corps Reserve. So it was basic training, preparing for war and stuff. But once September 11th hit, that changed everything for me in my career. So when my daughter was 2 years old, when Karina was 2 years old, I was mobilized to 2003 to the invasion in Iraq. So I left her at 2 years old, first combat deployment. After returning from that deployment, my daughter didn't even know who I was. It was hard to rebuild that relationship. So I continued on with the Marine Corps Reserve, and I redeployed again a second time with 3rd Civil Affairs Group to Ramadi, Iraq, which was a very dangerous time and probably one of the worst places to be in Iraq in 2006. Made it through that deployment, came back. I had to give praise to my family for always supporting my kids. My father, he's a Vietnam vet, helping out, taking care of my kids, writing letters, letting me know how they're doing. My mother, Karina's mother, and her family, everybody supported us during that time. So, and then all of a sudden, another deployment comes up. Never went to Afghanistan, and 1st Marine Division was sending a big wave of Marines in 2010. So I got asked to volunteer again, but this time it was for a year. Talked to Karina's mother, decided, we'll do this. I'll do one more. It'll help raise a little bit of money for the family, be able to get things that we need for our family. So we made the sacrifice and left again. That was a tough one, to be gone for a year and just come back for 2 weeks just to see my kids and then go back again. Finished that one up, and then was going towards the end of my career, did a little operations over in Thailand, did some humanitarian support missions there, and also in the Philippines, and worked with the Finnish Defense Forces cross-training for civil military operations. So in 2014, I decided to retire at that point and start focusing on my regular career and supporting my kids and being there for them. I figured at that point I did enough.
Wow, that is an incredible story and a list of deployments. Karina, I know you're proud of your dad and his service. What stands out to you growing up in a Marine household?
So, like my dad said, I was so young at that point in my life that there's some times where I don't really remember everything. I remember going to see him and when he came home. And I know the biggest thing that we learned, me and both my siblings, my older sister and my younger brother, was we really aimed to be there as a family together. So me and my brothers and my sisters were really close, and family's the most important thing to me no matter what happens. So I learned a lot about being there for family no matter what happens, and also to have goals and to have ambitions and to do what you want to do to be happy. A lot of independence. So I feel like I learned how to be really independent at a young age, and I really strive to help my brothers and help my sisters and help my mom because my dad wasn't there. But I also wanted to help my dad when he got back too. So it was mostly family and learning how to be independent and having your own goals and ambitions and to shoot for the stars pretty much.
Kind of falls right in line with the Marine Corps motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. I want to break off our script here for a second because I know Antonio and Richard, you guys go back a long ways in the Marine Corps. Talk a little bit about your relationship.
Well, my original MOS in the Marine, my job in the Marine Corps was heavy equipment operator, but we were in HE. You were a mechanic, weren't you, 1391?
Actually, I was a heavy equipment operator as well, too.
I mean, you were a Lance Corporal at the time, and then I went to a line platoon at that point. But one of the things that I want to bring up, too, is Rich's pops was a Marine in Nam. He was a Quezon Marine. So Rich himself, and he was a great guy. Rich himself is the son of a Marine, so it's kind of a dynasty within the family.
Correct, yep.
So I just want to shout out to his dad. He was a great guy.
Thank you. Yep, he definitely was all about the Marine Corps. Made that clear all the time that he was always a senior Lance Corporal no matter what rank I picked up, even when I retired. Senior Lance Corporal.
That's outstanding. Richard, you're retired from the service now. Talk a little bit about what you're doing now and tell us how you learned about the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I work with Arizona Department of Public Safety. So I'm a detective. I work in under major crimes in the Criminal Intelligence Division. So I've been doing that for quite a while, over 13 years now. So how I found out about the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation, actually, when I retired, Antonio and Victoria talked about a dinner, going to the gala and like showing, do you want to come check this out? We want you to show up. And I was curious about it. So there was also a couple other Marines I knew that were involved in the organization. There was a retired gunnery sergeant, Robert Garcia. She's a major now, but Amanda Freeman, she worked with the organization as well. So that's where it first started. And when I got there, I was like, this is kind of like Marine Corps ball a little bit, but I looked around and I started seeing all these young students, and recipients for the scholarship. And then some of them would get up and have a speech and talk about their family and their career goals and stuff. And I was just like, wow, I got to let my children know about this. None of them had graduated high school at that point yet. So it was real interesting to me. And then after that, I went a few more times and met a lot of different people that were there to support the organization.
Karina, is that how you learned about the foundation and the scholarship opportunity?
Yeah, so he had told me about it. I remember I was in high school and I was a senior. And so I remember doing the application process. And that was good for me because at that time, it's hard. College is expensive. It's point blank period. It's just expensive. And I knew that I just wanted to start by going to community college just because it's the safer option. And when he brought up the scholarship, I thought it was a great opportunity to try and find a means to go to school because I don't want to rely on my parents to have to put all three of us through school because it's just too expensive. And it's not something that I think a lot of families can do. So I learned it from my dad and I was like, yeah, I want to apply for it.
That's great. What was the process like when you decided you'd apply?
Yeah, so it wasn't super tedious. It was pretty straightforward and needed certain documents to upload and as well as your transcripts from high school and a couple written essays and paragraphs about what the Marine Scholarship means for you and how important it is, your family, your goals and ambitions. And it's pretty straightforward. It probably takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to complete. So I think it's a pretty straightforward process.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Victoria, one of the challenges the foundation faces is getting the word out about the scholarship opportunities. How does the foundation get the word out? How can the public and Marine Corps vets get the word out to help us?
Well, today's podcast is an amazing way to get our word out. And thanking again Business RadioX for having this series, because we have always been challenged, which is to get in front of our students and be able to lead them to our website, which is mcsf.org, and click on the application process button, because we know, like Karina said, it's not difficult to fill out the paperwork, and they're already filling out applications for other types of scholarships, our students. And so they, for the most part, they have to have their DD-214 or discharge paper or whatnot, or if they're still active duty, they have to have something in addition to other types of scholarships. But other than that, it's high school transcripts, it's writing something, it's, what are your goals and ambitions? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? So we have yet to have anyone complain that the process was difficult, but leading them to get there has been a little bit challenging. Our organization is out of the Virginia area. We have been having a presence in Arizona. This is our 11th year. And our gala is the main event that we host every year that Rich was talking about, that brings people together and brings them in to our forum. And then from that, it's, been really word of mouth. It's talking to people. It's, inviting a new guest. And and then once we got him, he couldn't stop coming. So we just kept inviting, and, it's fun. Our event is beautiful that we host, and we thank our students, we thank our donors, we thank the public for their support. So for the most part, we're in several high school newsletters, counseling offices. We have a huge presence in the Mesa Community College platform through some of our committee members who serve on the board of Mesa Community College. We have University of Arizona, which was our last podcast, ASU. We have a lot of students who attend at NAU, and not exactly sure if they were from the Valley here or Tucson, where they went to high school, but they tend to attend up there, because I ran the numbers on where our students are actually attending in our state. So we have a pretty good amount of students attending up there as well. But, overall, just we've been using word of mouth. We've been using other families' legacy. So a child of a Marine to a child of a Marine to a child of a Marine. I've spoken at Luke Air Force Base to the recruiting unit, active duty. I did some presentations there. We had some presentations out at the Yuma Air Wing about who we are, what we are, and our mission to accomplish, which is to educate our students and to pass along their parents' service and give their children the opportunity to educate. So universities and colleges, the application period actually ends next week. So Karina, I hope you got your application in for next year, because it's due on Tuesday. So for college university, the application period started in January and it ends March 2nd. But trade schools, the application period is year-round. So any students who want to attend any of the trade schools can apply at any time. Then that trade school is starting a new enrollment period. So something kind of that we've been pushing. We've seen the trades kick up an awful lot.
Right. That's excellent. And as Karina said, it only takes about 60 minutes, 90 minutes to fill out the application. And Richard, I wanted to ask you a similar question. Is like, what's your take as a dad? What's your take on the process?
So I've had to do this a few times with both of my daughters, and I have both of them filling out the application process. So basically, I just make sure that I have all of my required documents scanned and available for them in a PDF format so they can upload it. So my retirement paperwork is there, tax return paperwork is scanned, ready to go. And then I walk them through it. So if they have questions about specific events in the Marine Corps or just whatever questions that they need to fill out in there, I just sit on the phone with him and go step by step to make sure it's all in there. That's probably the biggest thing, to make sure it makes it a lot easier instead of trying to go back and forth. So I just spend the available time I have with them, sit down, go through it step by step, make sure the documents are uploaded. If there's any questions, we can answer them. And that way we can complete it accurate and submit it so there's no kickbacks or anything like they need an extra document or whatnot.
Yeah, sounds like you put together a pretty good process. We might have to have you come back and give a tutorial on that. Karina, what advice would you provide to students who are applying today?
I feel like a lot of the time with scholarships and just applying in general, there's that negative aspect that they think that they're not going to get it. And I feel like that's what puts a lot of people off. So I would say the best advice for applying is just to be positive and feel like you're going to get it and know that this is something that you want to do. And it's a very straightforward process. And I think the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation is absolutely fantastic, and it's worth every single person applying for it.
Terrific. Tell us about your academic career now. What school are you attending? How long have you been there? And what are your plans moving forward?
Yeah, so I'm at Mesa Community College right now. I'm about to finish my second year, and I'm going to transfer to Arizona State University. Right now, I'm majoring in psychology. And for my undergraduate degree, it's in the Bachelor of the Arts in Psychology, and I'm aiming to go into clinical. So that's what I'm planning on doing right now. Obviously, because of COVID, my school, because I was attending the Red Mountain campus, they've now transferred fully online since March. And so that's been a huge adjustment. And it's a little complicated and tricky just because I do have some professors that aren't doing the live online process, and it's kind of you're teaching yourself. So right now, that's what I'm doing. And it's stressful. It is. Right now, I'm full-time and I'm taking 16 credit hours. So it's a lot of work, but I think that the scholarship has helped a lot to ease my stress, just because with everything on top of everything that's going on, it's hard I can't imagine people being in situations. I know a lot of kids actually right now that took time off of school because they don't want to do it. And a lot of people have dropped out and are taking a year off because they don't want to do the online. And I understand that. I totally understand because it's stressful. But I enjoy school, and I think knowledge is power. So I'm just pushing through it right now.
Well, you raise a couple of great points. It really does take a lot of discipline when you're in that environment. You're not on campus.
Yeah.
And you're interacting with your professors over a computer. That's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that's going to help you moving forward, though. You develop good study habits.
Yeah. I think that it's a learning experience. I believe everything happens for a reason. So having this experience and knowing what it's like to be in both in person and then online classes, it's a huge adjustment. And sometimes you don't get the option to choose that you want to do that, which is the part that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I feel like I don't want to take a year off of school because I know I won't go back. That's me as a person. I know that if I take a year off, it's going to be a struggle to try and get back into the flow of things. So I'm just hoping that as time goes on, it just gets a little bit easier for like trying to adjust from going back to in-person classes, because my campus is still shut down. They're not planning on going back until possibly fall, maybe spring of 2022. Yeah,
that's the other part, the uncertainty of where we're at right now. And well, hats off to you for hanging in there and being disciplined and taking care of your classes. I've got a question for both you guys. How important is the foundation scholarship been to your goal, Karina?
It has taken a lot of stress off. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay for my books or how I'm going to have to pay for my math course or how I'm going to do this. It gives me the opportunity to just solely focus on my academics and not have to worry about paying for $500 worth of textbooks that I need to get by Friday. And it just gives me the opportunity to just focus on the assignments that I have. And I feel like that has opened the door to so many new possibilities because I'm not trying to scramble around and get things together.
Yeah, great observation. And we heard that from the college counselors too, how just having that, the security of money to buy your books and your necessities really takes a lot of pressure off a student. Richard, talk a little bit about from your perspective, what's the scholarship mean?
Yeah, same thing here. So basically, she can just concentrate on her educational goals and her career goals. So the money's there. If we have to get calculator, we have to get textbooks. There's no stress about that. So she can just fully concentrate on her educational goals. I was not able to transfer my GI Bill over to my children. So this really is beneficial in that. And also just having that money there for her to use, it allows her to concentrate on her schoolwork, focus on quality work, and not have to, like, in the back of her mind, oh, I got to pay this back afterwards. So that means a lot. Basically, I'm so thankful that she's able to use this. I talk to many Marines and corpsmen or anyone that I run into. The first thing I ask them, do you have children? If you have children, I need to show you this website. I'll send you the link, pass it to your friends, pass it on. Because as soon as the Marine Corps license plates started coming out, when Antonio was talking to me about that, I was like, that's awesome. I'm going to get them. Marines start talking to Marines. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to see if I can get this MOS on there. I'm going to put, my rank on there and try. Oh, somebody already got that one. I have to try to do another one, to get it personalized. But that I passed out word out to everyone because of how important it is. And you send it on social media every year. Hey, reminder, if you have children getting ready to graduate, going into college, fill this out, pass the word. And you can put it on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and, spread it out to as many people as possible so they can take advantage of it. Some of them don't even know. I run into them all the time, and I start talking to about it, and they have no idea about it. Thank you for letting me know.
Mike, if I can say something too, our motto, the motto of the Scholarship Foundation is honoring Marines by educating their children. And Rich isn't just a Marine that I served with. He's actually one of my heroes. I've personally talked to Marines that have served with him in combat that credit him with saving their lives. So he's my hero. So for us to be able to give back to him for his sacrifice and honor him by educating his daughter and doing something, that's what this is about. We take care of our own, and this is a prime example of it. So this is a thank you to Rich for his sacrifice, for our country, for fellow Marines, and this is an honor for us to do this for Karina.
Yeah, well said.
I think you should have sat by Rich so you could give him some hugs.
Very well.
They have a great relationship. I just wanted to kind of reiterate a couple of things that you guys are bringing up. And, one of them is that we're a need-based scholarship. And if you qualify under our parameters, you will receive scholarship money. So that fear of applying is what we want to get people to get over if they read the criteria, because they will get the scholarship. We have, basically we call it reserves, that next year is our 60-year anniversary of being a foundation. So the longevity of our foundation and knowing how to be able to support all of our students that apply is something that's been taken into consideration all these years. So we're averaging, I think it's around 2,500 is a minimum, and then it goes on up based on the need, the service, and then there's, obviously individual types of special circumstances. If a parent has been, killed in action, or there's another type of sub-scholarship that they're applying for that they fit a criteria for. But for the most part, everybody is going to get that scholarship if they fit the criteria. And it's all on the website, and the parents read through it. And even if you don't, if something is off slightly from that, apply anyway, because there's special circumstances, and the people reading through them, we've seen them, make an exception, or there's some other type of scholarship that was set up by somebody who said, if this happens, then that, well, whatever, just apply, because we don't want anybody to not, attempt to get some extra funds in order to go to school. And with a scholarship, just a quick reminder, like you said, you're not paying it back. We're investing in you, and we have such a high success rate for our students for graduation based on the overall of the country, that this is a huge investment. A lot of our donors, really, they see the results based on our statistics of Marine kids and what they do, and they finish school. So with that being said, they love this as an investment into the future of our country, which is, we have, well, right now, one of our huge areas, obviously, is in STEM. It's been that way for a couple of years. And now more than ever with COVID and all these other things, like we need our students in these different passions to be fulfilling, their educational goals, but also that of the foundation in our community and the world, because we have future scientists, we have future doctors and lawyers, and like I said, in the trades, we have people coming out of school for air conditioning techs, and then they become owners. I mean, this is like the groundwork to building the foundation of our country. So we just have great statistics. And if anyone ever wants those, they're on the website. We can always connect with anybody listening to this podcast if they wanted to see the statistics on how well our students do. It's a great rate of return for anyone making or wanting to make a donation for these kids. And then just to bring back the license plate. So in 2015, Antonio and Ira Shapiro, and at the helm was Deb Karstens, who pushed for the license plate to be put forth at the Arizona State Legislature. So at the time, it was Representative Sonny Barali, who was on the Transportation Committee, got our bill up, and we were able to pass through that committee and into the legislature, pushed in our license plate. It is a charity plate. So it'll come up under, I think it comes up under military or veteran on Service Arizona, but it is not a military plate. So you do not need to have served. You don't need to have discharge papers. Anybody can get it. Tonio's aunt got one. I mean, anybody can get the plate. You can personalize it. You can have fun with it. My daughters, we try to read them. We don't know what any of you guys' language means, so we have to ask their father constantly. But it is fun to see the plates out because we were there at the Capitol. Antonio spoke, to put forth why we really felt that this was a need in our state. The license plate has done amazing. So in the 6 years, it has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, believe it or not, because 17 out of your $25 goes back to the foundation, and that is putting kids in school. That is granting scholarships to children of Marines, Navy corpsmen, and we also have extended to clergy as well. And that's all over the world. So wherever these students live, as long as they provide that they're a child of a Marine, Navy corpsman, or clergy, they can obtain the scholarship. So we're not just Arizona. We are actually like worldwide, depending on where those students live. But we're Arizona pride. We're Arizona strong. So we're at over 100 scholarships last year. As Mike knows, my goal as chair of the event this year is to kick it over 150, 200 would be great. I'm a little mad that California and Texas are granting more scholarships than Arizona. So I think we can do better. So thank you, Rich, for reminding people of social media, spread the word. We've got it in the Arizona Bulk Fuel, which is a closed page. Rob Garcia got us in it through our Facebook. I'm the one posting. Funny enough, though, to get traction on those, I literally wrote free money. And that was my headline to get the Marines to respond.
Well,
because, yeah, I was like, it's free money. Because what I found is that it almost seems too good to be true. And they don't think it's real. I don't know if you've met anybody, but those guys on that page, I'm like, come on, please apply, have your kids apply, whatever. So it did get more attention when I wrote free money. That was my intro, which was free money. But in any event, getting the word across and letting people know that it just is time. It's time to fill out the application. It's uploading some documents, and then it's waiting. And Karina, can you tell us about how you receive your award, when you receive it, the notification?
Yeah, so I'm signed up for the text messages as well. So I'll get texts throughout my phone about like doing surveys and stuff like that. And I'm pretty engaged with the text messages and reaching out. They award it when I did it last year, and I got accepted and I got approved for the award around May. So it comes around May, and how I received the scholarship money is they had sent it to my school, and then my school sent it back to me. And then I just put it into my college savings, and then it's there for me to use it when I need it for books or for my extra classes and so on and so forth. So once you put in the application, it comes, you'll get the results by May is when I received them.
That's great. Victoria, you talked a little bit about the plates, and you emphasize anybody can get the plate, and it might just be me, but I just think that Eagle Globe and Anchor is just the best looking Arizona license plate there is. So anybody, can pick one up, and you can have it for years and years and years, and that money goes into the foundation, and that foundation, as we're hearing today, it really makes a difference. So it's out there, folks. Go ahead and grab it. You never know. They might go on sale tomorrow. But, and that helps everybody out here. Victoria, I know we're in the middle of COVID. There's not a lot going on because of the restrictions, but give us an update of where the Arizona Foundation is, or the Arizona Committee is right now.
So we are normally preparing for our gala, which is usually in May every year. Right now we're hosting at the JW Marriott Desert Ridge. However, due to the current situation, we are postponed until May of 2022, which is going to be great because we'll coincide with the Scholarship Foundation's 60th year anniversary. So it should be a big blowout event here in Arizona celebrating. But we have had several projects in the works during this season. One of our upcoming projects that Mike and I are working on is a scholarship for the Granite Mountain Hotshots. So 3 of the Granite Mountain Hotshots had served in the Marine Corps. If you know the story, they perished in a fire in Yavapai County, and we want to honor them. We want to be able to pay tribute to them, their legacy, their families. And so we are establishing a scholarship, 3 scholarships for each of the Marines. And that's kicking off this month. And we have a preference for students who are from Yavapai County to receive that scholarship. So that's something new that we've been working on. We've been up in Yavapai County. We were in the Veterans Day Parade in Yavapai County. We have networking on a consistent basis. I actually picked up a new committee member today who is from California, moving here, and he was involved with our Pebble Beach event for Marine Corps Scholarship, and he's moving to Scottsdale. And I'm so excited to come aboard with our committee. We're called the Scarlet and Gold Committee of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation Arizona campaign. That's going to be really neat because he's got a lot to offer. He's actually joining your subcommittee, Mike, for marketing and PR. That's what he does. And it was really fascinating to hear somebody from another location who's helping raise funds. And he actually set up a scholarship for his son's best friend who was killed overseas. In the Marine Corps, and he's really passionate. So it's nice. It's like family. When he called, we had a great conversation. I have like 1 million thank yous from him on text after our conversation, welcoming him in. We're a family. We're a unit. We stick together. Every one of my husband's friends that I've met 23 years ago and forward, we keep them. They're great people. And such as Rich over here and Karina, and she's a little one. I mean, we really enjoy each other, and we have a camaraderie with our committee and what we do and our passion for these students. We're a volunteer organization. We spend our time, our effort, and our passion to educate additional kids through our extended families to get them an education and take the burden off their parents who sacrificed their time, their life, and their freedom. When you serve, you're told what to do, and you've given up, all of, like Rich was saying, time with your family, time, to just decide you want to, go on vacation or go to the grocery store. You're not available. And so we really love that we can give back. And for our young Marines, we love the license plate. If they're able to get it, it's $25. And we tell them, you're contributing. And if you do that for 5-10 years, you've given in some decent money towards that scholarship. So when your child receives it, don't feel bad. You've been giving too. So givers gain. And that's just the way it is. And if that's the level you can contribute, we love that. It adds up. And we have a lot of license plates out there. So anyone listening, start looking around because you're going to see them now. And it's really cool when you do because and now you know what it is, you know where it comes from, and you know that it's a charitable plate. So we have some really good stuff going on. We have great active committee members, and we're always looking for new ideas. And anybody who wants to join or be a part of our committee, can get in contact with us. All our information is linked through Business RadioX. And boy, what a partner you guys have been. We're really grateful, and we appreciate all the time that we've received to talk to our friends, our families, our donors, our educators. It's a really wonderful program that you guys have helped us with. So thank you.
Well said. Richard, Karina, anything else you want to share with the audience?
Well, first of all, real quick, compliments on the plate. It is very clean. I love it. The lettering, the background, the design, one of the best looking plates I've ever seen. And that's coming from law enforcement side. It makes it very easy to read. Some of these other ones are really abstract.
Does he know that's who objected?
Yeah, that's Ira and I were the ones that designed it. Ira primarily. We had another design right at the last minute, then I went with that. But the one objection we had in the very beginning was actually a lobbyist that represented the chiefs, this county sheriff's organization, who objects to every single non-standardized license plate in the state of Arizona on behalf of law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So we'll make a note of that, Rich. Thanks,
it's clean. No, I like the design. It looks perfect. I have both of them, 2 of my cars registered, and I have both of the plates on there.
That's how we actually got it through. If you remember, they raised the objection at the hearing, but they do object to all plates. At the time, Sonny Borelli stepped in and said, like, you couldn't have an easier plate to read than this. Look at this thing. It's white. But that was what we kept in mind, because we have so many who served on law enforcement. And the last thing that we wanted them was any confusion reading the plate and be able to run the plate. And that Arizona has a lot of license plates. And they do object to a lot of them because they're hard to read. You don't know what state they're from. You can't read the numbers or the letters on them. And that was a big concern. And that's why our plate is white with the red lettering, and it's a clean, easy to read plate. But it was to take into consideration our law enforcement brothers and sisters.
But there is one Easter egg on the plate. Unlike the EGA that's normal standard, when we chose ours, we actually did the continents in Sedona red. So you'll see one so now you guys know one of our little secret insider things.
Okay. But sorry. Just to add in real quick, I just want to thank all the donors for helping out my daughter. I'm watching her go to school and how hard she's working. It really impresses me, her drive. And I always remind her, like, you need to work hard for this. Like, people are putting money into you. I want to see really good results. And she's doing great, exceptional work. I'm very proud of her. And I want to get my next daughter in there. And then I have one more daughter, and I have a son come. So all of them are going to apply. All of them I'm going to hold to the same standards, show out some good work. These people are putting money behind your education.
That's great. And Karina, so you're setting the example now, your brothers and sisters to come.
Is high.
Great. Well, thank you so much. It's great spending time with you, Richard, Karina. Best of luck in the future. I know you're going to do great things. And we really appreciate your time and sharing your story with us today. And Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.